Welcome to webinar number 4 of the BMO Active Trader series. In this webinar, we will cover the research modules, which include company, market, and fund research. If you need a refresher on how to get started with BMO Active Trader and learn about technical and fundamental analysis, as well as account management, please refer to the first 3 webinars in the series. Before I dive into the specific research modules, the modules for company, market, and fund research will have similar formats, which is demonstrated by clicking the first module for company research. This module will display all the tabs across the very top, and you can go through each tab. If you do not require all of the tabs, BMO Active Trader is very customizable and you can drag each individual tab out into your workspace individually. Now, diving in, moving towards the first tab here on the left, which is quotes. This information here will give you the basic quote information for Enbridge, which will show the open, the high, the low, the ask, and additional information on this page. You can also flip through the graph that's on the left-hand side, and you can filter it by different dates, which is available here. Moving over to company news, this tab will display the company news that's listed here on the very left-hand side, and it will show in terms of the dates on the very top. For example, 21st of March, March 20th, and you also have the ability to customize the date on the very top. If you feel that you need to put in a date across the first, or if you want to put in till the 10th, you can also add that as well on the very top. Moving over towards the insider tab, this tab here will show in terms of the insider information in regards to Enbridge. So for any sort of company key executives selling their shares, this will be displayed here on this tab. Moving over to financials, financial information has a couple of options. It shows income statement, balance sheet, as well as cash flows. You can also separate this by annual or quarterly statements, and all of this information is readily available, and you can read these columns up and down here on the right hand side. Moving over to profile. Profile shows the information for Enbridge, which shows key information where their headquarters are. It also shows the CEO and also shows the amount of employees and additional information related to the actual company. Moving over to key ratios. Key ratios shows the important information on income statements, probability ratios, liquidity ratios, management effectiveness. All of this information is listed here on this page, as well as the ratio analysis information, which shows the gross margin, operating margin, which you can also filter in by different dates, quarterly or annually. Moving over to share info, this page here shows the important information for Enbridge in terms of the share information. It also shows the 52-week high, the 52-week low, the moving averages, and it also shows the price change in the last 7 days or 10 days, which is located here at the very bottom. Under earnings, this page here describes the earnings in regards to Enbridge, the analyst information that's also listed from the low to the high, as well as the mean price that's available. And this information will show here as well under current and the 1-week price history. Moving over to analysts. So this page here is the analyst rating, which is very, very unique. And this page shows the high, the mean, and the low price in terms of for analysts forecast information. As you can see here on the page, Enbridge has 18 ratings, and 7 of them are strong buys, 3 of them are buys, 6 of them are holds, 0 of them are sells, and 2 of them are strong sells. And you can see the overall related analyst rating here on the dial. Moving over to filings. Filing information shows Enbridge in terms of the disclosures that they file to the regulators. And all of that information here you can see. You can also filter this by the years, and that information is also available to view in a PDF here on the right-hand side. Under dividends, you'll see the information for the past dividends for Enbridge. On the left-hand side, the ex-dividend date, as well as the amounts that are available. And you can also see the payment dates, which is listed in this column as well. You can see that you can flip through the pages here at the bottom from 1 through 5, and also as well, you can go as far back as you require. Now moving on to events calendar, you'll see that the events details here listed for Enbridge on the very top to the very bottom. And you'll also see that you can filter it out by dividends, earnings surprises, broker ratings, as well as splits. And all of this information is listed here. Moving over to peer comparisons, this page here describes Enbridge comparing to similar stocks in the same industry. For example, you'll see TRP listed here, and you'll see some preferred shares for Enbridge. And all of this information here is listed on the very bottom as well. TC Energy, Enbridge, and a lot of that information is listed at the bottom here. Okay. So moving over to price history, you'll see that Enbridge has the price histories listed here from the top to the bottom, and you'll see that you'll be able to flip through the pages here at the very bottom right. And this will show you in terms of the opening price, the high, the low, the close of the day, as well as the volume for Enbridge on a specific date. If you like to filter it out, you can also filter by certain dates here on the very top, which is also available. Moving over to Trades Historical, you'll see that now that we'll have a format for date and time, as well as price, shares, and the market for Enbridge. You'll see that the last trade that was placed was at 9:47 a.m. at 48.79 for 100 shares on the TSX. So all of that information you can filter out here at the very top. Also, as well at the very bottom, you can also see that information for historical timing. Moving over to the next tab, which is our NetHouse tab, this information will show the volume in terms of the purchasing from each institution, which is also on the left-hand side. You'll see RBC, TD, BMO Nesbitt. All of that information here is listed on the left-hand side with the broker names and the amount of shares and the transactions on this page. So moving over to the next tab, which is called Most Active Options. Most Active Options shows the most active option chain that's being traded for Enbridge. And you'll see that information listed here on the left-hand side, which shows the strike price, the expiry, as well as the volume that's being traded here on this column. And you'll also see the most active puts, which is also traded on the right-hand side as well. Moving over to the short interest tab, this tab is currently only available for Canadian securities. And for example here, you'll see that Enbridge is listed here as our symbol, and you'll also see the amount of short position that's outstanding in this tab as well. So before we conclude the company research module, I wanted to also introduce to you the buy and sell feature, which is on the very top of each tab on the company research module. If you click on buy, for example, the order entry page will open and you'll have the ability to customize your order. Now, you'll see the symbol here on the left-hand side for Enbridge. You'll see the transaction type, the quantity, order type, order duration, as well as settlement currency. Now, once all of that information has been filled out, you can also view a quote on the right-hand side, which shows Enbridge, and you'll see today's price and a very small graph that's listed at the very bottom. Now, once that's been filled out, you're more than happy to click on preview and submit the order as you please, and the order for Enbridge will be submitted on the BMO Active Trader platform. So this wraps up the company research portion of our webinar, moving over to the next portion, which is called market research. Moving over to the market research, I'm going to be closing off the order entry as well as the company research module and adding the market research module. So moving over to market research, our first tab is market overview. Market overview displays the general indexes on the very top. It also shows the market news, the indexes. It also displays the foreign exchange denominated in US dollars at the very bottom. Moving over to market indexes, this page displays all of the current indexes and the current price. You have the option of going through the US exchanges, the Canadian exchanges, the European exchanges, and all of this information is listed in all the tabs listed above. And you'll see the individual exchanges that are listed at the bottom and their opening price and their change of today. Moving over to market movers, this page displays the top traded stocks in each exchange. In each exchange, you can also flip through the TSX, the CSE, the NASDAQ, the NYSE, as well as the OTC exchange. All of this information here is listed in a row format, and you can also customize it by the stats. For example, you can use volume, price gainers, percent gainers, 52-week high, 52-week low, as well as other options that are listed here. Moving over to market performers, this tab displays the fundamental analysis for some of the securities that are listed here below. It also shows the beta, the market cap, the shares, the PE ratio, as well as the yield, and that information is listed here on this page and also as well under Fund Performers ETF. Moving over to market foreign exchange, this will show the currency and the foreign exchange denominated in US dollars, which is also listed here in a list format. And you'll see that in terms of the US dollars against the Australian dollars, and you'll see the last price that's listed there below. Moving over to market rates. Market rates displays the current interest rates in Canada. It also shows the Bank of Canada rate. It also shows the prime rate, as well as money market yields and mortgage rates on this page, which is very useful. Moving over to market calendars. Market calendars displays the earnings, IPOs, dividends, and splits. And it shows in terms of for companies that are listed in the US exchange, the Canadian exchange, or you have the option of including that under all exchanges, and it'll show that in a calendar format. Moving over to market options. Market options shows the option prices for certain securities that are listed here, which includes BNS, ATD, TD Canada, and for CIBC, and as well for Air Canada, which is also listed here. Moving over to market industries, this page allows you to see key securities that are being traded within a specific industry. For example, currently we are under the energy industry. If you like to change it to a different industry, you can click on the change industry on the top right. And for example, if I wanted to change to technology, you'll see that technology sector has been selected, and you'll see some of the top holdings, which includes Apple, Microsoft, Nvidia, which is also listed here at the very bottom. Moving over to market constituents, this tab displays the top securities traded within an index. For example, in the Dow Jones, you'll see that Microsoft and Apple are one of the top traded securities in the Dow Jones, and all of that information and their quote information is listed here in a row format. Moving over to market filings. Market filings displays the current filings that are done by certain securities in the market. This includes annual reports, quarterly reports, proxies, as well as 8K related. This concludes the market research portion of this webinar. Moving over to the fund research, which is listed here on the very bottom. And if I drag fund research, the first tab is fund overview, and fund research would be used for research that would be done on any mutual fund traded in Canada. Fund overview displays, as you can see, a small graph that displays the price, as well as investment objective, asset allocation, and fund statistics. Moving over to fund profile. Fund profile shows the information in regards to the mutual fund, the management fee percentages, if it's eligible for an RSP or RESP. All of that information is listed here, including the company information. Moving over to fund performance. Fund performance displays the fund performance in the last month, 3 months, 6 months, or a year. And there's a lot more information. As you can see, it's listed here at the very bottom. You can do return by period, which is a month, 3 months, 6 months, a year. All of that information here is listed in a table format below. Moving over to fund holdings displays the current securities that are traded within the mutual fund. For example, we have a BMO Dividend Fund Series A listed here, and you'll see that the top holdings, which is Royal Bank and Toronto Dominion Bank, is listed here in a list format, and how much their weighting is across the mutual fund. And you can also click on the performance tab, which shows the performance. Moving over to the fund risk rating, this page displays the 1, 3, 5, and 10-year risk and volatility measures, and all of that information you can list here starting at alpha, beta, R squared. All of that information is listed within the fund and the category as well as the index. Moving over to the fund distribution page, this page displays the current dividends that are being paid by the mutual fund, and you'll notice that the last mutual fund payment would be on March 18th of this year for 60 cents. And you can also see historical data, which is posted here on the very bottom right, where you can flip between the pages. And this concludes our research module webinar. We hope these videos provide you with the valuable insights on using BMO Active Trader and how to better manage your trading experience. If you have any questions or feedback, our 5-star team will be able to assist you. We take pride in providing premium support to our clients, and we are committed to continuing to enhance and upgrade BMO Active Trader to help provide you with the best experience. Thank you.